I don't have a salute. I'm in the building. I don't have no intro video just yet. So this is the first live stream I'm doing off the laptop. Shout out to everybody that's building. I already see my brother GP is in the building. Salute to you, my brother. God bless. He's saying, let's go green. You already know. B3 Picks is in the building. Big shout out to the Sports Talk Network. Shout out to all my brothers in the JBT. We working. Listen, make sure y'all smash the like button, follow the page. You see where we at with it. Tank Davis, is y'all mad? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Are y'all mad that he signed to fight Jake Paul? Pretty much the face of boxing at this point. He done got our brother Tank a major payday with Netflix. Big shout out to MVP Promotion. Shout out to Nakesia Bedarian. So we know we're going to have a fantastic event. Netflix, November 15th. It's going to be fire. Y'all let me know if the audio's coming through good through the laptop. When I do get everything, it looks like it's rolling. I do see my dots going. But once I get, the finances in order as far as building up the page and everything, I'm definitely gonna get a mic. We definitely gonna be cooking with grease. Salute, man. Y'all let me know in the comments in the chat. And if you're not following, follow the page. Are y'all gonna watch this fight? Are y'all ready for this? Do y'all believe this fight is invigorating the sport of boxing? I mean, I found a newfound motivation. When I found out it was signed, I went ahead and got locked in with StreamYard and said, listen, this is the time. This is what we need to see. We need to see big fights, mega fights. I think they're going to have a major, fantastic undercard. More than likely with the GWOAT, hopefully. I had another thumbnail for today. I'm going to show y'all real quick what the thumbnail was going to be before I did this one. Because we'll see. Clarissa, she doesn't want to be, she's not an undercard fighter, but hopefully they can make that happen for us. I have faith in MVP. So y'all already know. Y'all already know what time it is. That's what we're looking at. Hopefully, getting a goal on the card with Tank and Jake. Movie, box office, front and center. The crowd goes crazy. You already know what time it is, man. Listen, it's a beautiful day in the sport. It's great to be in boxing. Listen, I done sent the links out. Marky Dan is in the building. Salute to my brother Marky Dan.
Salutes.
So the audio is coming through. The question for the day: are you mad, bro?
About what?
Tank Davis, he's pretty much one up in boxing. He didn't got himself a big, healthy payday, and it seems that a lot of the fans or some of the fans are kind of upset about the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis matchup in November. What's your thoughts?
I'm not. I've said it to you before. I'll say it again. I'm not mad. I saw this coming. I saw. My bad on that. I saw this coming from a mile away. Like they said it. The man was in his locker room. And let's just be honest. Tanky has never been interested in taking the toughest fights. So you telling Tank he could get in there with basically a novice for what I'm hearing could potentially be 8 or 9 figures. Like this is not surprising. Anybody who sit up here and is shocked by this move, you haven't been paying attention to this guy.
100%. I've been calling for it. I don't. Were you on that stream with me? I was kind of going there free. It was before Tank had gotten all this legal stuff, and I was telling Free that that's the fight I feel like was going to happen. And it comes off as trolling when you say because of the weight disparity, the weight discrepancy. But the proof is in the pudding. When Jake is doing big money events with Netflix, the money that he could offer Tank, it was just it was just more than what a Lamont Roach fight could offer, or any options that PBC could bring to the table.
No, absolutely, and we've seen Al Heyman do that before with other fighters. He'll let them leave his stable to go over to other networks and other promotional companies. If it's a situation where the bag that they're offering you, he just does not have a fighter in his stable that can produce that type of bag for you. He'll let you go get it. You know, we saw that situation with Cool Boy Steph, with Inui and ESPN and Top Rank. So again, like, and this is another reason why I say I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Nothing about this situation surprises me, bro, or makes me mad.
No, I'm already knowing. With me. I'm feel the same way. I'm excited for the fight. I think it's big for the sport of boxing. I think with having Tank Davis and Jake Paul, I know the undercard is going to be fire. I'm hoping they can get Clarissa Shields on the undercard. That'd be amazing. Possibly first Shadeja Green. I know the Layla Ali wish is kind of a pipe dream at this point. But who is you? Who is your? Let me ask you this. So just to pivot slightly, now Tank Davis is taking an exhibition fight as a 135-pound champion. What do you want to see from the WBA, if anything?
What do I want to see? I mean, Floyd Schofield is number one. Lamont Roach is the WBA champion at 130. He just fought the champion at 135. Make that happen. You know, we discussed that yesterday. I feel like if Lamont makes the decision that he wants to stay at 135, then they should absolutely mandate the fight. I mean, this kid has said it multiple times. He's not interested in fighting into it deep into his 30s. I mean, like if some of these reports are true of what I'm hearing on B3, and he makes and this is just a number I've heard. He makes nine figures, $100 million for this fight. Why the hell would Tank Davis ever come back to the sport of boxing? Like, we
Right.
know he's not in love. Like, he is not in love with the sport of boxing. He's not a Shakur Stevenson. Say whatever you want about Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is obsessed with the sport of boxing. Tank lets you know all the time, nigga, I can lead this shit and I will be all right. Like, I'll focus on my family. I will disappear and y'all will never see me again. I believe him.
No, that's real talk. Tank is definitely that type of guy, but of course he's trying to get in and get out with all his faculties,
Yep. And
having
I
to
ain't mad
take
at him for that. I'm not.
right, taking as minimal punishment as possible. That's the Floyd Mayweather route. Um, and ultimately, he wasn't going to let anybody trick him out of his position. Being a 5'5" fighter, fighting like a Devin Haney with a who has a longer reach, a stiff jab. That was going to be a tough fight. Salute to my brother Justin in the building. Um, that was going to be a tough fight. So Shakur Stevenson, those are going to be tough fights. So to take this big payday, I think that this is the Al Heyman Mayweather blueprint, and they carried it out to the T. I was thinking I was got another one I got to show y'all. I was listening to my homie Cresta Legend. Shout out Cresta Legend this morning, and he had made a comment about how Floyd Mayweather had Oscar De La Hoya had pretty much helped Floyd Mayweather with opponents, and Floyd knocked off all his opponents. Now, Marky, they say history repeats itself, right? Uh, who is the guy that's knocking off Oscar De La Hoya opponents in this day and age?
Who's the guy that's knocking off Oscar De La Hoya's opponents in this day and age? You got to break that down for me, brother. What you mean by that?
Uh, it's the
Oh, what's it?
it's none other than Devin Haney. So, like we had Oscar, he promoted, Shane Mosley, Canelo, of course, himself versus Floyd, a whole bunch of guys under his stable that he allowed to fight Mayweather, and then they made big events. Devin is doing the same. He's fought, Jojo Diaz, Jorge Linares, Jose Ramirez, Ryan Garcia, all of these guys from Oscar De La Hoya. So history is definitely repeating itself in the sport when it comes to Devin Haney, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, and the green print. Now, that's what was my mindset is, of course, you putting a black African American fighter in with a Hispanic, a Mexican fighter, and they making, big money. Now, I was in the parallel to what Turkey is doing. Turkey, of course, he wanted Devin versus Ryan rematch. He wanted Devin versus Teofimo Lopez when the Ryan Garcia fight fell out. He has Devin versus Brian Norman Jr. Now I'm gonna ask you this, Marky. In your opinion, do you feel like he'll get now, especially with the Tank versus Jake fight on the 15th of November? Do you think that Turkey is going to get what he essentially is he going to get back what he returned, maybe in impressions, maybe not overall dollar or whatever the case may be, because he's not putting it on pay-per-view, but do you think impressions, uh, those type of things in the public's eye, or do you feel like now that Tank and Jake is locked in, the Turkey card on November 22nd is in a bad spot?
I mean,
And salute to my brother Free in the
well,
building before you answer that, Marky.
yeah, salute to D Frilio. I thought about it. Part of me feels like yes, because that's the holiday season. People are going to be shopping. Not only that, if the tank, I don't know if the Tank pay per view is going to be free on Netflix. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility, or if they're going to be charging the standard $80 to $90 for a Tank pay per view. I don't know what the case is going to be, but it all depends on how that fight plays out. Like if it's a terrible fight, like what the Logan Paul and Floyd fight was, then ain't nobody, like, people are going to be dying to watch that crap from their memory banks. In which case, I think it just helps the Turkey card. But if Tank goes in there and he sleeps Jake Paul, or Jake Paul does the unthinkable and puts Tank to sleep, we might be talking about that for a little minute. And I don't know. The casuals, they might have their holiday Thanksgiving boxing thirst quenched by that knockout. So I don't know. It could overshadow it. But at the end of the day, I mean, David Benavidez versus Yard, Haney versus Norman. What's the other fight on the card? B3?
Haney,
David
we
Benavidez,
got Abdullah
Yard,
versus Sam.
Yep.
Bam Rodriguez,
Bam. Mm-hmm. Yep.
and
I mean that.
Adula Mason.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's just that's not even really like a casual fight fan. Like you could say like Benavidez is like the lore for the casuals, and maybe Haney because he's been on pay-per-views before. But I mean, I don't either which way. I don't think it's gonna do as many pay-per-views as that Tank Tank Jake that Tank Jake card. But
Now, keep in mind, it's not on pay per view anymore. Turkey said he's removing the ring card from pay per view, so this is going to be free on this. Well, not free on the zone, but a part of
oh,
the
then I
zone.
mean, the hell yeah. I mean, I think it's gonna get the eyes on it. I think it's gonna be like, whatever happens on the card is gonna be circulating around social media. So yeah, I think yeah, it's gonna come through, and that's really all the return Riyadh season wants. They just want eyes on them.
Get in on that free. What you think? Do you feel like it'll still get the eyes, still get the impressions, or do you feel like the Tank versus Jake fight is going to overshadow?
Yeah. What's going on, Just Do? What's going on, GP? What's going on, Marky and B3? Thanks for having me up. I think yeah, it's going to overshadow the David Benavidez card with the co-main of Devin Haney and Brian Norman. Just because of the two fighters that's going to be headlining the card. And the one thing that we do know about Jake Paul, when he put cards together, he put a good card together. I mean, um, and so it's going to be, you got Jake Paul, who has a lot of following as far as social media and the stuff that he's been doing for women's boxing as of late. And then you have Tank Davis, even though a lot of people was upset with Tank Davis as far as this fight, a lot of people still going to tune in because they support Tank Davis, and a lot of casuals they don't really care about um the fighter. They don't know that Jake Paul is not considered a actual fighter like we consider him not an actual fighter. The casuals look at him as a boxer. They don't look at him the same way we look at him. So he has a lot of casuals that's going to tune in. So do Tank Davis. They have a lot of casuals that's going to tune in, and I believe that this Jake Paul and Tank Davis is on Netflix, and so it's not going to be a pay-per-view event. So that's going to bring in even more eyes because there's more people that has Netflix than it is that has the Zone app. So they're going to have the majority of people watching it because of their namesake, and the fact that it's on Netflix. Um, you might have people that don't even know anything about the fight, but they happen to tune into Netflix and see that Jake Paul and Tank Davis is fighting, and so they're gonna watch. So it's gonna overshadow that fight because I think the more meaningful card is the. I mean, I don't. It ain't no. I think I know the more meaningful card is the Devin Haney, Brian Norman, David Benavidez, Anthony Yard, Bam Rodriguez, and then
Abdullah.
you got Abdullah Mason going for his first title fight. So that's the more meaningful card. But the two bigger stars is Jake Paul and Tank Davis. So it's going to overshadow. Now it does help the fact that both of these cards will be free, so it's not like you have to pay for one card and then turn around and pay for the next card. So it's going to be overshadowed, but I still think that the David Benavidez and Anthony Yard card is still going to get a lot of eyes because of the simple fact that it is free.
Now, 100%, I'm in full agreement, and I think the Turkey did an amazing job with the November 22nd card. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know if he could, I'm sure he would have made Benavidez versus Berterbiev as the main event, but I'm sure that's in the future. Now, let me ask y'all this about the Netflix in the sport of boxing. Um, what's y'all take on it? Netflix in the sport, and do you feel like it's going to be long lasting, or is it just going to be um, certain fights, certain guys? I mean, it looks like MVP and Jake
Um,
Paul is pretty much he. I don't know if he has a complete network deal, but what's your take on
No,
just Netflix and what
no,
they're doing with
it
MVP?
seemed
no,
like
he has a deal.
they have
Okay,
a
good.
it seems like they have a deal for when Jake fights, but MVP I think they still with the zone. Cause what wasn't that where the Amanda and
Amanda was on
Katie
Netflix.
fight was on?
It was on Netflix.
It was on Netflix. No,
Oh, that
Jake
was
Paul
on
had
Netflix.
yeah, Jake Paul
Then yeah,
when Jake
that
Paul
looks like that's official.
Yeah, when Jake Paul did the fight with Mike Tyson, he struck a deal with Netflix. That was the big thing. He struck
Yeah.
a deal with Netflix. That's why that fight was the first free card that Jake Paul has ever put out. It was because he struck a deal with Netflix, and so the fights that he put on will be with Netflix, and they will all be free. As of what we've seen so far, they've all been free fights. So yeah, he does have a deal with Netflix. I think Netflix could be around long term as long as they keep putting on entertaining fights, and for the most part, as long as they're free. Because so far, Netflix, since they've been putting on these cards, they haven't done under. I think it was like 20 million viewers.
Yeah. It's
I
been
think
good.
they haven't done under like 20 million viewers. So that's a lot of eyes to Netflix. That's a lot of revenue that Netflix is bringing in.
Absolutely. What's your take on the market?
Yeah, I agree. I could see them being a serious potentially long term network in boxing. It'll be interesting to see if they'll become more what's the word? Not more serious, but
with a schedule with
are we
dates.
gonna get like some like some weekend fight cards from
Yeah.
Netflix and MVP? Do you think we're ever gonna get to that stage? Because it seems like to me they only doing the big fights that they know they're gonna get a return on when it comes to people coming in like with new subscriptions. Because that's their business plan. So
If
I
I
really
had to
don't know.
guess,
I
I would say Netflix would do the big fights, and then we would still have outlets like the Zone, Pro Box TV. They would do our our weekly boxing versus Netflix will probably
But
have
then, do
like
you think that that's
probably like
something
4 to
that
6 a year.
but do you think that that's something that can be consistent? Like if
Um,
you don't have a Tank Davis
Gotta
or
have
you
a
don't have a
star.
Jake Paul in the
see,
mix,
what
Jay
I
Paul ain't
think
going
y'all
nowhere.
looking at it. I think y'all looking at it the wrong way. Netflix is not in it for the sport of boxing. Their Netflix is based off of movies and TV shows that they do. So that's where majority of their money coming from. This boxing that they just ventured over to is extra revenue coming in because their bulk of their money is coming from movies and TV shows. So now that they just did this deal with Jake Paul, that's extra revenue. So now you're bringing in more eyes that probably, I mean, I ain't gonna say they don't pay attention to Netflix because just about everybody got Netflix. But now they have another reason to watch Netflix because Netflix was starting to get overshadowed by Amazon Prime. Now, now that they're dealing with this boxing, now it's bringing more eyes back to Netflix. They have another reason to watch Netflix instead of going over to Amazon Prime because Amazon was the first one to switch over to boxing. Now Netflix said, hold up, we're not gonna let Amazon
but
corner the market. Let's
but
get in
net
on this, and so we can bring some of those customers back over here.
but Amazon Prime, they don't just invest in boxing, like they invest in like a wide range of sports content. So
No, I know,
if
no, I
Netflix, no,
agree
no,
with that.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
And y'all keep cooking. I just
Yeah,
want to say
they
real
trying
quick,
to
salute to my brother
what
Big Dre in the building.
No, absolutely. But I was just gonna say if they really were serious about taking some of those people from or not taking some of those people because a lot of people have Netflix and Prime accounts, but if they were I mean I just don't know. I think they're gonna do it for big fights to attract those casuals and it's like you said, free. Most people already got Netflix accounts anyways, so
Yeah,
it's like I just
yeah.
really don't know. I
I
really.
think it's just I think it's just extra revenue that they're bringing in because, like I said, they're mainly a movie and TV show app. Now that they're ventured over into sports, which is boxing, maybe they might venture into something else after that. But right now, it's just boxing.
But let
So
me say this,
I
Free.
think they're using this as a test trial to see how are the customers going to deal with us putting on sporting events. So
They've
it
done
could,
some big events in tennis. They did like a one-on-one one-on-one matches in Saudi. Like some big Saudi events. So they have
Man, that Saudi tennis ain't off the ground yet.
uh
B Dre.
no, but I'm saying it's not a league. But what I'm saying is when you put like Roger Federer or if you put Rafa Nadal versus another top guy, everybody that watches tennis is going to tune in for that matchup. So that's kind of what they're doing. They're doing, and just like this event, this is a once in a lifetime type of event, a Tank Davis versus Jake Paul exhibition. Let me just say this real quick. Salute to my brother, TD Sports Talk. Thomas from the Bronx is in the building. Salute to you. God bless you. Appreciate you for coming in. And salute to all my other brothers. Now, Big Dre's making some good points. He's saying that Netflix has the most subscribers, and after the Tyson Paul, they upgraded their streaming bandwidth, which is good. And then also, he said Netflix also has a sports division where they are talking about the NFL. Now, of course, NFL is the really the best sport ever created. Definitely the best sport in America. I mean, and of course, I believe it's the highest. Free could correct me if I'm wrong on this. I believe it's the highest grossing sport the NFL is right now.
yeah,
Yeah, in the U.S.
and if,
or
yeah,
in North
NFL.
America rather.
yeah, NFL in America, it overshadows every sporting event in America. Now, when you go to other countries, they of course they like soccer and things like that. But in America, yeah, the NFL overshadows everybody. No, everybody comes second to the NFL.
Yeah, so it would make sense. It would make sense for Netflix to definitely grab prime time, maybe Lamar Jackson versus Jaden
I don't
Daniels.
know.
One
I
of
don't
those
know.
matches, Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes, something like
I
that.
don't know how they gonna do that because Peacock and NBC they got Sunday night on lockdown. ESPN, you just seen they did the big deal. They already got Monday night on lockdown. They
Yeah.
looking to do a Tuesday night, and Prime
Well,
owns Thursday. So where is Amazon gonna be
They
able to
might
cut
be
in
out of
on
the
that?
now market. They might be
no,
out.
well, when it comes to the NFL, they're gonna have to deal with ESPN because the NFL has equity with ESPN, so ESPN has it has the red zone, it has fantasy football. So a lot of
Yep.
stuff got to go through ESPN when you're dealing with the NFL now. So it's if they would have did it before, they had a chance, but now they got to go through the
They can't even
ESPN.
get in on college
So
football
the
at this
people that
point.
have yeah, so the people that already had deals with NFL, those deals are locked in. Everybody else, they're gonna have to deal with ESPN.
Maybe they could get in on college basketball. Now that TNT, I think TNT might be out the basketball game completely. But that's about it. I don't see them getting in on football. Cause ESPN has already cornered that market.
I'm definitely with y'all. How my audio coming through?
You good?
Oh, you good? You good?
Okay, cool. So let me speak to this now. Of course, it's always a big deal that when Tank fights, who he fights for, because he's had the Hall of Famer. I mean Al Heyman, pretty much one of the best in the business as far as entertainment is concerned over the last 30 to 40 years. Uh, what's y'all take on him fighting on Netflix? And do you feel like that has, and of course, I've been hearing things about a Prime exclusive deal and all this other stuff. Free, can you speak to that? Do you have this about a Tank having an exclusive Prime deal? And what's your take on him fighting on Netflix?
Free. Oh yeah.
Free had a drop off. Marky, cook on that for me though. Like just him. I mean, it does. It seemed like this event is going to be separate from PBC and Al. I think that's a big. People weren't really expecting that. That's why everybody was kind of believing the rematch was going to happen. What's your take on him fighting for Netflix? Do you think this is good for the sport? And now, is there possibly? Do you believe Tank Davis may be a free agent now?
Um. I mean, no, I don't think the fight itself is good for the sport because it teaches these young dudes coming behind the Tank. Unfortunately, like an Abdullah Mason or like a Torres or a Moses Itama. So no, I don't like the fight. I don't like what it does for the culture of boxing. They have 30-year-old niggas fighting exhibitions. But I do. I mean, I do think it's good to see another fighter making 100 million, but he ain't gonna turn around and fight another young fighter like Shakur. So if that makes sense, he's not really spreading around the wealth to the whole boxing economy. He ain't letting everybody eat off of that success and notoriety. But I mean, I really don't know what to make about you say it's being reported that PBC is not going to be involved at all. And from what I also heard, he was exclusively with Amazon Prime. But we talked about it before. We've seen Al Heyman let people go to other networks and other promotional deals if a bigger bag is on the table. So I mean, like I really just don't know what to make of it. I mean, they so goddamn secretive about all their deals and how much money he getting anyway. So I mean, uh, Good for the nigga. Go get your money. Retire. Do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, the retirement piece is a little bit premature. I mean, unfortunately, exhibition fight in the middle of career, as we've seen, this is not happening in modern boxing. We haven't seen it.
I,
So this is definitely a a definitely a
I'm
pivot
going
from
based off of his
championship
words, B
boxing.
three. I'm
Yeah,
going based off of what he said, and it's just again the simple fact. If Tank Davis has $100 million in his pocket from fighting fighting a novice, why would he turn around and fight Lamont Roach probably for $10 million? Why would he do that?
I mean,
Like
for
that
one,
that
I'm gonna
don't
be
make
honest.
rational
Yesterday's
sense when
price,
you
I
observe
agree
how
with you.
Tank moves.
I agree with what you're saying. Yesterday price, not today's price. But if he carries it the right way, if he steps on Jake, possibly knocks him out, stops him, then you talking about a different ball game. You're talking about Jake Paul possibly needing to just focus on being a promoter. The jig is up, and then you'll have Tank as
Do you think they
undoubtedly
would
the face
offer
of
him
boxing.
$30 million for a Shakur fight?
You never. I mean, he's gonna be able to generate it. Like I'm saying, it based on how the fans, how everything is, how it goes. Because what I'm saying is that if you a gimmick and you pull the wool over the fans' eyes, and you don't try to knock him out, and it's a fixed fight, then you right. It's going. I mean, he might not return to big time boxing, championship boxing, but I'm saying if he goes out there and gives the fans a great performance and he squashes the YouTuber and puts boxing on top, then I mean he's pretty much going to be able to write his ticket.
I think it's already a fixed fight. It's an exhibition. So I don't expect a knockout when it's an exhibition. I think they're gonna come in there, throw a couple of blows, put on a show for the fans, and then that's gonna be it.
Yeah, that's gonna be extremely disgusting, Free. But my whole thing is when he was at the
He
podium.
said
I know things
extremely
change,
disgusting.
but when he was at the podium, he spoke about understanding that the Lamont fight wouldn't be next, but it also extended his career. So I'm hoping that we still get a couple more years. I know, like my brother Jay Harko believes that we may not see Tank after a year. So, he might be done in a year. So, hopefully, Tank will stay to his word and still, want to fight a Shakur, fight a Devin before he retires. Marky's point is very valid, but I feel like if Turkey got 132 million to pay Usyk and I mean to pay Usyk and 72 million to pay Dubois, he gonna find some money for the Dream and the Killer Gorilla.
No, but see, the thing is, we said that he's gonna find money for that. That I don't think the money is the issue. It's a matter of do Tank want to do business with Turkey. So we gotta take that into
Good
consideration.
point.
It's not a factor of do Turkey have the money for the fight. I believe we know he got the money for the fight. It's a matter of do Tank want to do business with Turkey.
Yeah, because he definitely said he felt a little bit unsure. He felt like he was kind of uh, on Devin's side of things. He was kind of treating Devin as the A side when he was discussing it with Turkey. So that's a good point. He thought that there was going to be some favoritism towards Devin. So that's a great point. But now with Netflix in the building, hopefully, I mean, we're in the mix. Uh, now, I mean, is Tank Davis going to be able to get a date with Netflix exclusive outside of Jake Paul, or is he even going to need that? After this Jake Paul fight, I got to ask y'all this, and I believe Marky already answered it, but Free, do you believe that Tank will return to championship boxing?
Um, you never know. When it comes to Tank Davis, you never know what he's gonna do. You just gotta sit back and wait to find out what he's gonna do. He never lets anybody know what his next move is. Um, Me personally, it sounds like he's staying true to the word that he gave us the first time when he said at the end of 2025, I'm through. This sound like this might be a end of the career fight. He's gonna go out with a bang and have a big a big cash money fight. So I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna come back.
Yeah. Now that's a great point. I mean, I just feel like he's done enough. If this is reported that he's getting $100 million, that's a great thing. And with that type of money, he doesn't need to get punched in the face. You know, he could live a comfortable life, and his kids can live a comfortable life and a productive life
Man,
off
B
100
three,
million.
B3. If you got $100 million in your bank account and you lying in some silk sheets, who the hell are you getting up to fight?
Well, yeah, 100 million is a lot, but you gotta think about it. I mean, some of these guys, I mean, it's the hunger. That's what they've done all their life. Like with Devin Haney.
That's not Tank Davis.
Did you see the Devin Haney interview? Oh, well, you said that's not Tank.
That's not
Tank
Tank.
has been fighting all type of, and maybe I'm
No, no,
sure
he has been
he's
fighting, and
tired. He's
I
tired
he
though. So you're right.
he has been fighting, and I'm sure that the money and the
Mhm.
or not the notoriety. I don't think he gives a damn about that. But I'm sure the
Mhm.
money and the ability to bring his people out of the situation they came from. I'm sure that's a big motivator for him. But being great, Tank don't give a damn about that. He don't like he and listen, I'm not. I can't. I stopped being mad at him because at the end of the day, this is a business. And this nigga, he himself, he is $1 million business. So if somebody is gonna pay you $100 million to get in there with a dude who is a clown, a goofball, he's probably not even on your level, but he's just a big goofy clown. I mean, yeah, you take that. Like in any other business where you have a higher reward versus a higher reward versus risk, you go for it. So like I can't be mad at the dude, but this is just who he is. He don't got that fire in him. He not of that same cloth like a Sugar Ray Leonard or even a Floyd. And it just is what it is, man. That's just gonna be his career.
Yeah, I'm right there with Marky Dan. Like I said, he told us a long time ago he's in it for the money. He don't care about the belts. So when a person tells you that they're in it for the money, they don't care about the belt. You gotta believe him because we seen how he moved. Now we believe that he wanted to make the big fights when he tried to make the fight with Loma, when they offered the one fight deal to Shakur. They didn't take the fight, so maybe that was his last go around. He said, okay, you look, I tried to make the fight. These guys didn't want to make it. Man, I'm just gonna go back to doing what I said I was going to do and just fight for the money. So, it is what it is. Like, that's why I said I don't get bent out of shape for these fights because I'm not fully invested in these individual fighters. I like the sport. So at the end of the day, Tank Davis ain't gonna be fighting forever. He's going to retire at some point. So you got to look at somebody else that's going to be fighting. So I'm not mad one way or another because the sport is going to continue to move on. I think more so the people that are Tank Davis fans or the haters of Tank Davis, they the ones that's mad. I ain't gonna say the haters mad. They're more so trying to glout in the fact that he fighting Jake Paul, but at the end of the day, the only ones that's really mad is his fans. I'm not mad at the situation because the man he's doing what he feels is best for his life. I ain't even gonna say his career, his life, because this don't go down on his record. So he's doing what's best for his life. At the end of the day, when boxing is over with, the only thing you got left is what's in your bank account and the people that's around you.
Yeah, that's real talk. That's real spill. I know I got background and feedback, but man, this is a great time for boxing. I think we got the Canelo Crawford fight card coming up. Now, being that it's 2 months separated from Canelo Crawford, do y'all feel like there's going to be any residual, any focus taken off of the Crawford fight? Do y'all feel like the undercard is to your liking. I mean, Canelo Crawford, I think it's somewhat underwhelming because we didn't get the Big Baby Miller, Big Baby Anderson. I thought that would have set the undercard off. We do have Christian and Billy versus Lester Martinez. We also have Fernando Vargas Jr. versus Callum Walsh. Uh, is is this fight? Is this still going? Is this still the
That's
biggest fight of
it.
the year? Yeah, I
That's
know
it.
that. They doing so they do got prelims. They do have Steven
Man, that's
Nelson is fighting.
trash,
Steven Nelson
bro.
is on the prelims. They also he's in a decent fight. Marco Verde. They put some Hispanic fighters on the card. Of course, they put a couple of Turkey fighters, a couple of UFC Fight Pass, TKO fighters. And of course, they are gonna have reportedly a 3-day event, Marky. So they're gonna have fights on Saturday,
Oh yeah.
Friday, and Thursday. So just stay tuned. I think the 3-day event will really galvanize the sport and put a lot of eyes on boxing. Now, I'm interested to see how he's gonna counteract the Tank Jake fight for his November 22nd card, just to make sure that it doesn't get overwhelmed by the publicity that's gonna go into that fight.
I mean, I think after the Tank fight, I mean that's gonna be last week's news. That's usually how the cycle of boxing works. Um, I remember after Nui beat.
Pause. I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that was.
But
I don't know what that was about.
let him in here. I think that was him and Tom Clancy as Jack Reacher. But whatever. I was just saying. Damn, B3, you broke up my goddamn train of thought. What
My
was I just saying?
my bad. I'm over here messing around. Hold on, real quick.
I see you roll your way into the semis. Dios mío, man. Liam and me, we're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
But damn.
All right, go ahead, Marky Cook. I'm done messing around.
I don't even remember what we was cooking about. Go
You
ahead,
was
Bree.
about you was talking about you bringing up Inouye and
Oh yeah. I was saying, imagine if Brian Norman goes in there and puts Devin Haney to bed. Bro, we're gonna be talking about that for the next week or so. Or if Devin Haney goes in there and outclasses Brian Norman, the Haney fans are gonna be talking about that for a week or so and drowning everybody's eardrums with it. Same thing if Abdullah Mason goes in there, has a tough fight, we're gonna be talking about that. Like I just really think that while that Jake Paul tank stuff, that's for casuals, but for us, we're gonna be talking about that turkey card. Like we're gonna be talking about that heavily, and for a very long time, or not for a very long time, but for a little bit. I don't think it's gonna
Yeah,
get over. I don't think it's gonna get drowned out.
I was gonna say, y'all might call me crazy, but I think the biggest fight of the year is Brian Norman Devin Haney. I think that's the biggest fight of the year. I know everybody can be like, what the hell is these free talking about? I'm looking at the simple fact that you got a guy that moved up to Brian Norman's weight class. He is not a guy that's moving up 3, 4 weight classes to fight the best guy. Never had a tune up at that weight class. You got two guys that close in how should I say close
age.
in yeah close in age and far as close as in competitive. They both right. They nobody is overly skilled most people think that Devin Haney is a better boxer, and that's only because we haven't seen Brian Norman had to actually fight an actual boxer. So we don't know how good of a boxer Brian Norman is. We've seen him in there with guys that was pretty much below his level. So I think this is the bigger fight. It's just not being pushed as the bigger fight because Canelo has a bigger name, Bud Crawford has a bigger name, so everybody's saying that's the bigger fight. But I think the more competitive fight is the Brian Norman versus um, Devin Haney. I think that's the more competitive fight. That's why I say I believe that's the bigger fight because it's more competitive. I think I
Yeah.
think Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford is going to be one. It's going to be one sided, one way or another. Either Canelo's going to be too big for Bud Crawford and it's going to be one sided, or Bud Crawford going to be too skilled and it's going to be one sided. One sided, one way or another.
No, I'm with you, free. And salute to my brother Tim Layton in the building. Appreciate you, bro. He said Tank gonna be looking like a little Mac on Tyson Punch Out versus Paul. I don't like this fight. Man, it's this now. Did they lock in a weight for this fight?
What you
Nah,
say?
it's an exhibition, so there is no weight. It's an exhibition.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, they can set a weight, but Tank Davis ain't gonna get over 150 pounds. So unless Jake Paul coming down to 150, that's what I said. That's why they set it as an exhibition because they know Tank Davis can't move up to no 175 pounds or nothing like that. He's going the most he can put on is probably 150.
Now, I mean, we have seen pictures of Tank. He can definitely get up and weight. Now, functional fighting weight, of course, I don't believe it's going to be any more than a 150, 155. Um, at a max, I think even then he'll probably still look kind of bloated to us. He won't look, um, like we normally see him when he fighting at 135. So, like my brother Tim Lane said, I don't particularly like this fight. I do understand it from a business perspective, but the only thing as a hardcore boxing fan I can lean on is the fact that we should get a great undercard. Um, I mean, I'm expecting that with the MVP roster, we're gonna get at least Alicia Bumgardner, I'm sure. Hopefully, we get Katie Taylor versus Chantel Cameron. Fights like that. Shadeja Green coming back. Fights like that. So that's what I'm expecting to see. Um, I
Nah,
mean,
but B3, you know what would be crazy if they managed to get Clarissa versus Layla for that Tank undercard. Now that would be insane.
now that's my dream fight. But and I had the thumbnail for Clarissa going on the undercard, but Layla Ali and her contingency of fans, they have kind of allowed Layla Ali to get out of this fight. Um, they're not forcing Layla to stand on her word and try to fight
Man, then they
Clarissa.
need to shut the hell up. Stop talking about it. Stop talking about this young lady Clarissa who's in the middle of her career. Stop making them comparisons if you don't want to see it. Then
Well, I mean, I feel the same way, but at the end of the day, people gonna talk. People gonna do what they want to do. We can't stop the talk. All we can do is, when it comes down to it, hold these fighters accountable. I feel like Layla was really popping, like she was gonna come back and step back into the ring, and now everybody is um an English teacher and telling us that, well, she said, you know what I'm saying.
didn't Layla
you
say
know
she was the A side and some other crazy shit?
Layla is the A side, off of the Ali
Man,
name. Hold on,
B3,
no,
I
no,
almost
I'm gonna tell you
smacked you
why.
through the
Let me say
phone,
this.
bro.
Let me say
What?
this. No, you got to understand it. First and foremost, you got to understand it from a historical perspective, and the fact that she's coming out of the ring 18 years. That's like you telling me Barrios was the A side over Pacquiao.
No,
Layla is the
I'm not.
daughter
I'm
of
not
a
saying.
legend.
Go
You
ahead,
see
go
what I'm
ahead. My
saying?
bad. My
It's
bad.
no comparison, respectfully. And I love
Hey,
Clarissa, one of my favorite fighters, but the fact that Layla Ali will make that the biggest women's fight probably we ever seen. And that's
has
because of
Layla
Layla Ali.
Ali ever made $100,000 in her career?
See, now you talking that tank talk. I know this tank is the topic of discussion and we're talking about money and all that other stuff. What that have to do with her being the A side? Is she's the biggest name in women's, she'd be the biggest name really in women's boxing. Free, am I off base here? Is
No,
Clarissa?
I mean, you could tell by the fact that Layla Ali said, "Okay, if you want me to consider this fight, I need 15 million." Carissa ain't getting 15 million.
Well,
There you
neither is
go.
Layla Ali. That's why the fight ain't happening.
No, Carissa said she had the 15 million for her to consider the fight. According to Carissa, she said she had the 15 million.
Oh, so Layla Ali's a duck.
No, you didn't hear what I said. Layla Ali said, "I need 15 million in order for me to consider the fight, not to make the fight, to consider the fight. That means you give me 15 million and I consider on fighting you, not you give me 15 million and I make the fight.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're wasting my time, young lady.
No, I mean that's if you really want to know what I'm saying.
We can't hear you, free.
He broke he broke up on his Free, but nah, Free is on
I
point.
don't
With what
and
he's saying.
I hear what
I
he's
just
saying, but
Um,
went
still,
and got the 24 rows because
I still don't like it. Goddamn it, I still don't fuck with that shit.
yeah,
Talk
yeah.
all this crap about the young lady. She get you $15 million. You still ain't gonna fight her. Stop talking about me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, but at the end of the day, that's the sport of boxing. You need other names to counter off of, for fan bases to go back and forth with one another. That builds the fight. That builds. If you don't know who the opponent is, that pulls away from boxing. You know, people really are not interested when they don't know who the fighters are. So, Layla, like I said, Layla is still will still be one of the biggest names in boxing, especially women's boxing if she comes back. Now,
Yeah, yeah,
I gotta ask y'all
Layla is
this.
definitely the A side. She definitely the A side, just
Yeah,
based off her namesake. Her name rings bells in the sport of boxing. You got to remember, she's the daughter of Muhammad Ali. She retired undefeated. She was a multi-division champion, so she is the A side.
yeah, without a doubt. And that's I mean that's a fact. Now I gotta ask y'all about the young Floyd Kid Austin. I believe he's doing a main event in Texas. Um, are y'all high on Kid Austin? I know he's number one in the WBA now. Are y'all expecting Kid Austin to or an Oscar to push for that title, or do you feel like they're not gonna are they gonna try to like push for an interim, or what's y'all take on Oscar and Floyd being the number one?
If I was Oscar and I saw Tank Davis doing what he's doing, I will be pushing the WBA. Hey, I need you to mandate this fight, or at least make him drop his belt and have my fighter fight for the vacant. Tank Davis hasn't defended the WBA title since he fought Rolly. That's the last time he defended it. I would say, hey, we need a mandatory fight. We need to be called as a mandatory. My fighter is in position to be called a mandatory. He hasn't fought a mandatory in like 3 years. We need a petition.
Uh, I mean, if it's the WBA, they chances are they really not gonna give a damn because that's just how they move for A sides in the sport of boxing. We saw it with Canelo, where David Morrell was the WBA regular champ for maybe 3 or 4 years. As soon as he moved up to 175, they mandated Berlanga to fight Canelo. So they will play favorites. They'll do whatever they want, and they're not gonna give a damn about what Oscar De La Hoya got to say.
Yeah, but see the
Because the
difference is
WBA is we back Al. WBO, we back or excuse me, what
But
Bob
see, that's why
orders.
they did. But see, that's why
That's
they
how that
didn't
shit go. That's
mandate.
how that rolls.
Respectfully, though, that's why they didn't mandate Morrell. Is because Morrell and Canelo was on the same side of the street. If Al wanted to
Yeah.
make that fight, he could have made it
No, but see, the
at that
thing is,
time.
you gotta understand the WBA. Yeah, they do make move like that, but Tank Davis ain't giving them no sanctioning money for the daggone Jake Paul fight. This is a
That's true.
fight that he gets all the money to himself. He doesn't give any sanctioning fees, so they want to get paid. Yeah, Tank Davis is a bigger name, but we're not getting no money from Tank Davis. So I mean, they don't know when Tank Davis going to come back and fight. So I was like I said, if I was Oscar, I will be pushing to mandate that fight. Now, if Tank Davis choose to drop the belt, he chooses to drop the belt, but I will push to mandate that fight.
Mandatory. I think that's a great move now. But the push the mandatory, or you possibly would have to have a great opponent, or at least probably a top five opponent for Floyd Schofield. I believe Andy Cruz is going to go the IBF route. I haven't heard much about
No,
that Raymond versus Andy Cruz fight. What you about to say, Free?
no, I was saying no. If they push for mandatory, he don't need no top fight. He is the top guy. He's the
He
mandatory.
number one. He number one. Free. But all I'm saying is because he's not the interim, or he hasn't fought for the interim, they can't elevate him. So he's still
No, no,
probably
no.
gonna have to take a fight.
I ain't talking about elevating them. I'm talking about pushing to mandate Tank Davis to fight him, or to Tank Davis to fight him. If Tank
Yeah.
Davis don't fight him, then Tank Davis would drop the belt and he will fight somebody for a vacant
Right.
because
Yeah.
he's the
And to
number
see
one.
the thing, the only thing is that like you saying because he ain't paying sanctioning fees on the belt with Jake, then this is why the WBA needs to move because that's just how business works. So yeah, I feel like something should happen. So they gonna make some shake on that title now. 135. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Is Tank holding up the division at this point? I mean, you kind of got to say yes because he's fighting an exhibition. We want Shakur versus Tank. Raymond Morthalia, he's there. Now we got Lamont Roach without a fight. Um,
I wouldn't say he's holding up the division because the only way you could say he's holding up the division is if he had a fight that was mandated and he chose to take this exhibition and they put that mandated fight on hold. Then that's holding up the division. But the sanctioning bodies hasn't ordered a fight, and Shakur said he wasn't fighting for the rest of this year. So right now, Raymond Muratalla got a fight coming up. So Tank Davis not fighting him, and Abdullah Mason is about to fight for the WBO. So he ain't fighting him. So he's
so
not really holding up the division.
this is my opinion of him holding up the division free is the fact that we can't crown a lineal champion. And it's because we need the two best number one, number two in the division, Tank and Shakur, to fight. And Tank is off taking, an exhibition fight. And respectfully, he's getting the money for it. But when we just talking about the champions or being at the top of the division, I feel like he's holding it up because we don't we I mean, who's to say we got a lot of people saying Shakur is the best in the division. We got some
I
people
mean,
still saying Tank is the best in the division. So we still
I mean,
they got these guys supposed to be mixing it up and now we
they
get a
could put
novelty fight.
they could put the linear belt on the line for whoever they choose to put the linear belt on the line for. We saw them put the linear belt on the line for Bud Crawford and Sean Porter fight. When we like, hold on, why Earl didn't get the linear belt? So they can put the linear belt on the line for whoever they want to. Whoever they feel that they believe is the best fighter, they can put the linear belt on the line for. It's not necessarily the two best guys that they put the linear belt on the line for. We saw they never gave Gary Russell the linear title. And he was the champion for 6 years at that weight class. He was the longest reigning champion. They never gave him the linear title. So I mean, it all
Because
depends.
and he also didn't unify. And typically the way you wanted to be number one, number two. Of
But
course, people will take it for
I'm
one
glad you
versus
said
three, but
I'm glad you
It's
say he didn't unify because Bud Crawford didn't unify neither when he fought Sean Porter. He fought a mandatory,
but the only thing, but at that time, Sean Porter was considered the number three in the division
but he was a
because he had a
mandatory.
split versus Earl.
He was a mandatory, and Sean Porter wasn't considered the number three at that time. At that time, Sean Porter
Uh,
wasn't considered the number three because Sean Porter wasn't even number one in the
That
division. I mean, in that section about it. Remember, they had gave it to Burgess. They made
that
Burgess
belt was
number
not on
one,
the line for that belt was not on the line for the Sean Porter fight.
huh?
The Ring magazine, I mean. I'm looking at
The,
it now.
the
It said
linear, the
the
linear
Earl
title.
Spence fight. The Earl Spence fight, it was vacant. The Ring magazine vacant title was on the line for the Earl Spence fight. So that was one versus two again in that situation.
No, what I'm saying is that they gave Bud Crawford the linear title when he fought Sean Porter. They
What you
put the
mean?
Ring magazine on the belt when it was Bud versus Earl. They put the Ring magazine on the belt because it was for undisputed. But they gave the linear title
Who's
to
fucking
Bud
dude?
Crawford before he even
that's
fought
not
Earl.
that's not possible though, Free, because Sean Porter wasn't the man of the division. He had just lost,
No, I'm
so
telling you what
there's no
there
way
was.
he
There
could get the
was
no
no
way he
man
could
of
be
the
lineal.
division. There was no man of the division.
Arrow was a three. He had three belts. He was the man.
Listen what I'm saying. You saying Sean Porter wasn't the man of the division. There was no man. The man that was at the division, he retired. There was no other linear title holder. So they can put the linear title on whoever they want to. They can put it
Nah,
on
but
That
whoever
don't
they
make
want
sense.
to.
nah, but
You can't.
that's not the procedure when like and I
Y'all
understand what
keep acting like
I
these
understand
people
what you're
move the way
saying.
y'all
You're
want them to
thinking of
move.
no. I understand what you're saying because you're thinking of lineal title the same way how we would think of it up at heavyweight, where it's a continuous line of the dude who beat the dude. But that's not always the case for the lower weight classes because dudes will move out of the division. So over time, we recognize the Ring Magazine belt as the lineal championship because to get that, it's typically one versus two, and or in some special scenario, you'll see a one versus three. And in this case, and I hear what B3 is also saying. Tank is kind of holding up the division in that sense because we don't really know who the best fighter is at that weight. Like
But the one in
I feel like it's Shakur. I don't know that to be a
but
fact.
see, you
I
said
could feel
but
like it's
that's the
Tank.
thing.
We don't know that.
But see, that's the thing. You saying you holding up the division because you can't have the one versus two. Shakur came out and said, "I'm not fighting the rest of this year. I'm taking 7 months off." So Tank ain't fighting Shakur this year. So he's not holding it up. If you saying because you can't get linear because you don't have the one versus two, Shakur already said, "I'm not fighting the rest of this year. I'm taking 7 months off." So you're not going to
Yeah,
get linear anyway. That if that's what you claiming.
But history dictates that the one verse three can also be for a lineal. So that's what I mean, we just gotta keep it tall. Tank taking an exhibition fight as a champion, holding the title. That's counterproductive to the progression of the sport in the sense that these guys is in line. We got a Floyd Schofield. I would prefer. Let me say this: it's holding up the division if we miss out on like a young Floyd versus Lamont Roach. If
No,
we
I'm
can't get that fight, or if we can't get Floyd versus Andy Cruz or something like that, because Tank is fighting out of the division for November, then that's still in all. He's
why you
holding
can't
up the
get it?
division
What Tank fighting out of the division means you can't get
because
that
certain
fight?
because certain fights are in the title shot, like Floyd Schofield being number one in the division, coming off of the.
That has nothing to do with Tank Davis because Tank Davis is the champion. Until they beat Tank Davis, then you saying they can't fight anyway until they beat Tank Davis.
No, they could fight for the title without Tank Davis. If he's not going
No,
to
you
come back,
saying
if he's not going to defend this belt,
no, you
then
saying
these
he's
guys
holding.
need to fight for it.
Hold up. You said he's holding up the division because he's fighting out of the weight class, and you saying because
Yes.
if we can't get a Lamont versus Kid Austin, and you saying because that has
Hmm.
to be a title fight. Well, what's the difference in Lamont Roach fighting at 135 and holding the belt at 130?
He's holding up 130, 100%.
So everybody that fight out of the weight class is still holding the belt. They holding up the division,
Absolutely.
correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you gotta have that same energy for everybody. You can't
Oh
just
yeah,
have
we just talking
a
about
lower.
Tank today. This is the Tank. Which is the Tank is the one that's fighting
But
out of the division right now.
I don't, like I said, me personally, I don't think he's holding up the division because the guys that we want him to fight are already occupied in the division outside of the rematch with Lamont Roach. The Shakur
Oh,
Stevenson, he said he's
the
not
the,
fighting
the fight that
until next
everybody
year.
wanted, the Lamont Roach fight, the biggest fight for Tank in the division, right? And then ultimately Shakur Stevenson, the unification, he said he's not gonna fight until next year. But I mean, that's it. You know, that is what it is.
And
Now,
I don't think they holding up the division by Lamont Roach. That's a rematch
mm,
that's a rematch that Tank
not
chooses to
that
take.
don't that's not necessarily it, but it's still fights. It's still other fights. You know what I'm saying? It's
I mean,
What
still.
I think he
what other
holding up.
fights
I
that you
think
say
he's
he's holding up
holding
the
up.
division?
No,
Because you
I
said
think he's
he's
holding
holding up
up
the
the
division
fans
because
by
you
not
can't get
fighting.
linear.
He could fight the number three. He could fight Raymond Morthaya.
Raymond Murtala got to fight.
Who he fighting?
We
He's
fighting.
fighting in a couple of, like another month or so. He got a fight coming up.
I ain't no. I ain't nobody heard that. I ain't heard no ESPN
Go
schedule.
look
Let
it
me
up.
see that.
He's fighting. He's fighting.
He was supposed to be fighting Andy Cruz, and I don't know what happened to that fight.
I don't know what happened with Andy Cruz, but
No,
no, he got a fight coming up.
they said he could take a voluntary defense, so he don't
Yeah,
got to fight
he got a
Andy
fight
Cruz
coming
yet.
up.
Oh, so he's not. Oh, okay. So that means that
That's what I said. The people that we want him to
Eddie
fight.
probably wasn't ready for that.
That's why I said the people that we want Tank Davis to fight, they're not available right now. To be honest with you, outside of the Lamont Roach.
I'm not seeing. All I'm seeing is
Floyd
Andy
Schofield.
Cruz.
I'm missing Floyd. Kid Austin, the number one in the division, just knocked out Tevin Farmer in the first round. That's who he should be fighting.
I ain't
Now,
seeing
like
the
you
next
saying,
fight
if
for Marshall.
Oscar need to do his part on it, but that's who he should be fighting. But now that Tank has a fight, of course, it's a eight. If the WBA did mandate it, they could either do maybe they could do an interim for Floyd, uh, or he'll have to wait 18 months.
Didn't you just say Floyd Schofield was about to fight a main event in Texas?
Yeah, but he don't have an opponent. Yeah, that ain't no opponent. I mean, but that's the thing. That's who he. These are the guys that he should be fighting. He chose to fight Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? That's and with holding the belt, that's the whole point. Free. We're gonna go in circles on this, but all these other guys, none of these other
I'm just
guys
saying
got to get the opportunity to fight for the title because he's
I'm
fighting
just
Jake
saying
Paul.
I'm just saying he's not holding up the division because unless he has a mandatory call or another one of the title holders are available, I don't think he's holding up the division.
I certainly
I
think
just
he's
don't believe
holding
he's
up.
holding up the division.
I think you could say he's holding up. I mean, boxing fans and our feelings and our emotions, because I
No,
know a lot of people want to see that.
I believe he's depriving his fans of the rematch. I believe that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
But
say.
I don't believe he's holding up the division. Not right now. Now maybe the beginning of next year, if he's still not fighting in the division, then yeah, he's
But
holding up because Shakur is free.
and
Shakur said, "I
you
will be
got
fighting."
GP will say true, but here's the thing: we also have what's called a champion and reset status. That a lot of fighters are given this status when they not going to defend their title for whatever reason, maybe personal, maybe medical.
Nah,
And this in this sense, you got a brother that's taking an exhibition match, and
no,
he's
no,
not going to defend his title. He's not going to pay sanctioning unless you're doing a side deal where he's paying sanctioning or Lamont is getting this and Floyd is getting that and all this other weird stuff. Go
no,
ahead and let somebody else. We want to see fights. We don't want to see Floyd and Lamont out of the ring for 16 months or get them a weird fight that with somebody we never heard of. They
no.
should be lining it up.
A
Kid
champion of
Austin
recess.
versus Lamont.
A champion of recess is only given to a fighter that's taking a absent from boxing. When you're taking an absent from
This is
boxing,
an absence. This is an
no, it's
exhibition.
not.
This is not a fight.
It's not an
This is not
absent
a
from
fight.
boxing. No, it's not an absent from boxing.
But is it a fight?
Yes, it's a fight. Yes, it is a
No,
fight.
no, it's an exhibition. It's not
It's
going
It's
on
not
the
a
not
record.
a
sanctioned fight.
box. It's not
It's
a
not. It's
professional boxing match that's going on his record, but it is a fight.
exactly no. It's an exhibition. So
No,
it
what I'm
can't even
saying is,
count on his record, which means
Exactly. Like
he's gonna be a
what
if he
but
Ali did with Antonio Inoki, that wrestler in Japan, that's not no boxing match. That's not a fight either. Like that's not nothing you could put against his record in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
no, and they
So
didn't
the
take his
same
title for it neither.
yeah, yep. Yeah. Well, I
look at
mean,
GP
you
saying F
spending
the
time,
belts.
but you're not at you're not at your job. You're not at your profession. You're not clocking in.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
If it's
y'all,
hold on, let me say this free. Let me say this free. If it's GP, if it's F the belts, drop the WBA and let Floyd and Lamont Roach
Facts.
fight for it. If it's
This
F the
man don't care
belts,
about belts anyway.
yeah. If you don't need the belt, if your star, why? What are you holding up the WBA for? Let them have their sanctioning belt and do whatever they need to do. You're making 100 million or whatever, right? So what?
Yeah,
Why are you
do
holding
what
up the
Riddick
division?
Bowe
but
did. Go find the
Lamont
nearest
ain't trying to fight
go
Kid
find the
Austin.
nearest aluminum garbage bin you could find and chuck it in there.
Look,
Do a
Lamont,
big press
but
conference when you do it.
you act like Lamont is trying to fight Kid Austin. Lamont not trying to fight Kid Austin. Lamont is trying to fight Shakur.
I
He's
mean,
trying to
we'll
make a fight
see.
with Shakur.
We'll see.
I'm
We'll
just saying
see.
that's what he's trying to do. You saying Kid
That
Austin? I
was
didn't
that
hear.
was talked about a
Well,
couple weeks ago. I haven't heard anything as of
well,
recent.
I'm
guys
just
are
saying.
allowed to have
I haven't
options,
heard Kid
especially in the
Austin
sport of
come out
boxing.
of Lamont
Free
Roach's
things
mouth
fall out
at
all the
all.
time.
You bringing up Kid Austin? We haven't heard Lamont Roach go at Kid Austin. We heard Lamont Roach go at Keyshawn Davis. We heard Lamont Roach go at Shakur. We heard Lamont Roach talk about Gary. We haven't heard him talk about nothing about no Lamont. I mean,
Well,
no Kid
well,
Austin.
we
So
He not gonna say Kid Austin name, respectfully.
Schofield because Lamont is the WBA champ at 130. He just fought the WBA champ at 135 in what a lot of people view as a very controversial fight. So if the champion is out of the division, he doesn't want to fight his rematch. He's not going to fight the number one contender. Depending on how long he's out, I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't be a viable fight for Lamont if he had some WBA help mixed in there.
I mean, I ain't saying it's not a good fight for Lamont. I'm just saying Lamont is not calling for that fight. I'm
Well, I
not
mean,
saying that it's not a good fight.
Lamont as of yesterday. Lamont was just hoping and praying that he was gonna get Tank back in the ring. So now that he sees that he's not gonna get that back in, and they're not gonna
They
do
say
a
he
pay
hoping
per
and
view
praying.
this year, he gonna have to pivot. And all right, so
But
Shakur, like you said, Shakur is out of the ring until next year. And
but
salute to
hold
my
on.
brother Dondrick them in the building. Appreciate you, Dondrick them. Uh, so Shakur is out till next year, right? So the same scenario. Lamont Roach. Uh, he wants to be a two division champion. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna go on a pro box main event or what, but he might as well go ahead and line it up with Kid Austin. What y'all think?
I think he should go fight his mandatory that he said he was getting more money than fighting Tank Davis. You
That's
talking about
That mandatory
I think
loss
all of
though.
these are
no,
options
but
for
what
Free. You
I'm
him.
talk
saying
about the
is
130 mandatory.
yes. You talking
But
about people
Albert lost. He lost to Jazza Dickens, so he might. So
whether
that fight off the table.
there's another fight there that the person that beat him is in position. You talking about all this holding up the
The
belt?
money changed. That
Lamont
ain't the
is not
IBA
fighting.
no more.
Lamont should either fight the guy that's number one or drop the belt.
Oh, I'm with you at 130. Oh, that's no. I mean, that's no question. We just want to see.
No,
We want to see Lamont at 135 or 140, like he said.
I don't care where Lamont fight at. To be honest with you, I don't care where he fight at. That man can fight at 130. He can fight at 135. He can fight at 140. I don't care where he fight at. I really don't care where he fight at. I'm not. I'm not. I mean, Lamont Roach was the one that said he had all these options. I'm not. I'm not advocating for him to fight anybody. Whoever he want to fight, go pick one of those options that you said you had and go fight him. That's
To the stage. My bad. Free. Man, listen, appreciate everybody who's in here showing love today, tapping in with us. We got some good work in. This was the first live I did off the camera, off the computer. Everything worked out well. I didn't really do anything on it for real. But salute to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. I definitely dropped the link. I don't know if anybody else got anything to chop up on the day. GP, what it do? Donjim said King Austin headlining in Texas in November already. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, good for him. But see, the thing about it is, it wasn't an option. You know, we thought that Lamont versus Tank was going to happen or not happen, and now Lamont he need a fight. So we just got to see. I do believe that he's still a viable option for Floyd. I think that's a good fight. But in my opinion, the Shakur versus Lamont fight is the best fight to be made. I think that outside of, a Shakur Tank, Lamont Shakur, that's the next big fight. I need to know y'all opinions in the comments and in the chat. Everybody that came in that wasn't following, please follow the page, like the live, support the channel, help the channel grow. Y'all see, we working. We trying to do lives every day. The question for this live is, you mad, bro? Is you mad? Is you mad the young brother is getting to that money? The report says over 100 M's. I mean, that's the reports. I haven't heard the finals on it, but that's the reports. Free is still in the building, so he may know more specifics. But that's a great thing. That's a great thing for the young champion. He's a former. He held 3 titles simultaneously in the sport of boxing. So he's earned the right to take this type of fight. He's earned the right to make this type of payday. Whether you like it or not, that's just what it is. He's beat the guys. You know, he came to the table like, so what these people understand about the sport of boxing is how you show up on the night, right? And a lot of times guys get opportunities because they're able to make it to the ring. They're able to make weight and perform. So that's all, as different levels to it. Tank is doing it at the highest level, right? He's stopping guys at this highest level. And these guys, and he's showing you that at the end of the day, he's already proven. So with this fight with Jake Paul, we're going to get a little bit more. Hopefully, we get some more understanding. I think the people are going to ask Tank questions about, is he still going to compete in the sport of boxing? Now, he hasn't relinquished his title, so I'm pretty much sure he's going to tell the fans and let us know that he'll be back to the sport outside of this exhibition. So I'm definitely looking forward to kind of hearing that from him, so that way he can kind of let everybody know that he will be fighting the likes of Shakur Stevenson and either returning to 135 or fighting at least in championship boxing. Now let me ask you this, Free. After this fight, this exhibition match, and you believe that Tank may come around in around 150, 155, something of that nature, can you foresee him dropping weight or coming back to a 135 still after that?
If he plans on holding on to that belt, he needs to come back to 135. If he ain't coming back to 135, he definitely gonna have to drop that belt. I mean, that, like I said, that goes for anybody. I'm not advocating for nobody to hold on to a belt. I'm just saying it's a little too early to try to strip Tank Davis of a belt, and we don't know. The man already had a fight this year, so unless they mandate a fight for him, I'm not advocating to strip his belt when he had a fight earlier this year. A lot of these guys only fighting once a year anyway, so I'm not advocating to strip the man for his title when he just had a fight a few months ago. What that was, March? He had a fight March. So I'm not going to advocate to strip the man of his title when he just had a fight. But if after this exhibition, if he doesn't plan on coming back to 35, then yeah, that title needs to be taken from him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's really nothing to add to that. I mean, that's just what it is. I was just asking Mark, do you feel like after this fight, he possibly come in at a 150, 155, something of that nature? do you foresee Tank dropping weight back down to 135?
Um, I, I really just I gotta see how he looks when he comes in the ring. I gotta see that. I gotta see how his body looks. I gotta see if he really took the time to actually put on the weight like what we see with Bud, and he's actually gonna have to shed muscle and all that stuff to get back down to 135, or if he just decides to say screw it and comes in looking bloated and out of shape and fat. So I don't know. It depends on those two things, but I don't know. I've said it before. I'll say it again, and that just adds to my point. I don't see this guy coming back. I do not see him coming back
I
after
mean,
this fight.
who knows? He might come in shape at 135. He might say, okay, this is an exhibition. I ain't got to put on no weight. I ain't gotta weigh a certain amount of weight. I can come in my natural fighting weight.
That's a possibility as well. I really don't know.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't foresee Jake being able to keep up with Tank in the boxing ring. I believe all that size stuff, height don't fight. Um, I can't see it. I can see Tank on the outside just boxing him, toying with him. I mean, like think about trying to fight or trying to do something with somebody smaller and they're more athletic than you on any level, on a basketball court, on a football field. When the low man wins, and when somebody juking you, and if you don't got the foot speed or the hand speed and the IQ is not there, once Tank punches and once he feels how hard Tank punches, provided that there's like you're saying, this is on an even playing field, that there's not any banned substances being used, um, he's not gonna want to get hit with those punches. I take that for what it will. You see what I'm saying, Marky? Once you get into a real fight, because think about it, Jake, with all I've seen his fights, his realest fight was Tommy Fury, respectfully. Now,
Yeah.
I don't want to discredit the great Anderson Silva, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Mike Tyson, uh, great competitors in their time, but they were not in their prime. And it's going to be a different animal. And we don't know who pulled punches and who didn't, respectfully, because we saw the end of the Chavez Jr. fight. So that made that fight look a little funny. So I'm here to tell y'all, I don't foresee
Hey, be
Jake
care.
beating
Hey,
Tank.
hey, hey, be careful on that. That man suing people. He
Who is
said
that?
that's Jake Paul. He's retained a firm to sue people that say his fights are fixed. So
Oh,
hey,
okay.
be
Well,
strong with that allegedly word, my brother. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, those are your words, not mine. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he's about to fight a 135 pounder, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And this is an exhibition, so I mean, I guess that's just what it is, So we don't have to even consider this a real fight. That's why I want to see something done with the WBA with 135 or 130, 135 to keep moving. So, am I wrong for one that? I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't
Nah,
believe so. I mean, we need to see progression in the sport. So, I mean, that's just where I'm at with it. Listen, appreciate everybody that came in the building, man. Marky, we gonna sign off, man. Final words. Appreciate everybody. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Definitely follow B3 Picks TV. We will be back doing more lives. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm pretty sure I'll be back tomorrow to do another one because I don't think nobody going live tomorrow. So
I'm
I'm gonna
going live tomorrow.
you going live tomorrow night. All right, so plug your show, Marky.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to my brother B3. I'm doing my show for my channel Democracy 101. I'm doing another stream tomorrow. please pull up. It's probably gonna be somewhere between 5 to 8 o'clock. It all depends on what time I leave work. But if anything, the latest is gonna start at 8 o'clock. Got some big topics. We got some regime change wars going on in South America that involves our military. We got D-Freeze City, DC, is becoming a military hotspot. I mean, I mean, it's becoming a military dictatorship over there. It's crazy. And you got, what those people over there in that certain country in Middle East, we always talking about what they doing. But pull up the Democracy 101, like I said. We going live tomorrow, man. Thank you so much, B3.
Yeah, I
Already,
appreciate
Mark.
you having me up, B3. I will be live this evening at 6:30. We will be doing the NFL. So y'all pull up D Free Sports Talk. Um, we will be talking everything NFL. There's a lot of trades that went down last night. A lot of positions have been filled. So we're gonna talk about it at 6:30.
Nice. I will be there with my brother Free. Always, of course, I'm gonna be on the road with it, but I'm definitely gonna be there to support, man. Make sure y'all follow D Free Sports. Follow my brother Marky Dan at Democracy 101. All our family in the Sports Talk Network, BVO Sports TV. Keep our brothers in prayer, man. We're grinding, trying to grow, trying to support the sport and sports in general. I'm in future. I definitely want to cover more content around sports. So just trying to stay more consistent and with certain topics, certain times. The bigger stories is going to be needing to be played, man. So let me end out on this right here, Mark.
Look at you, putting all that poison in your hair. I think you've been in prison too long, my man, because everybody on the outside counts.
Why? Why does everybody on the outside count?
Because they don't want to walk around with a nappy head looking like...
Looking like what? Like me? What makes you ashamed of being black?
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not ashamed of being anything. You better get your hands off me. I got to wash this out.
Let it burn.
Nigga, get your hands off of me.
Go on, burn yourself, pain yourself. Put all that poison in your hair, in your body, trying to be white.
I don't want to hear all this shit.
I thought you were smart. But you just another one of those cats strutting down the avenue in your clown suit with all that mess on you. You are lost in the darkness. But Elijah Muhammad has come to bring you into the light. Elijah Muhammad can get you out of prison. Out of the prison of your mind.
Wow.
There you have it, man. Listen, God bless, man. Appreciate everybody that came in and showed love and showed support. Make sure y'all follow me on all social medias at B3 Boxing Picks. Subscribe to the YouTube B3 Picks TV. Join the membership. We working. I'm gonna try to find some good picks for this weekend, and we gonna lock in and load. Definitely tap in with me. God bless y'all, and remember, let's go green.